Check, check. Am I on? All right. The guy with the microphone, that's dangerous. Thank you, everyone, for attending tonight. I think our first place I'd like to start, did everyone enjoy the meal tonight? I'd like to have the Litterdale staff come out. This is the third wedding they've done for us, and everyone has been spectacular. If the Litterdale staff would come out, we'd just like to have them take a quick bow. I was visiting with him, and he thinks they've fed right around 1 million people over the years, so they do a great job, and I hope you enjoyed. I'll let the rest of the thanks are going to come from Ryan and Lexi and appreciation. It takes a village and blessings from God. Welcome to our village. It's truly overwhelming to experience this outpouring of love and well wishes from all of you as we welcome the brand new, fresh off the farm couple, Mr. and Mrs. Ryan Wallers. Isn't she lovely and isn't he dashing? Joni and I are thrilled for them to begin their married adventure together and equally thrilled to tie the knot, joining Jen and Jared and their families with Joni and I and our gang. As I open here mentioning villages and blessings, we have some very special people we are blessed to have in our presence and our thoughts today. Please hold your thunderous applause until I complete the introductions. It'll be brief. Jared's mother, Casey Wallers, is welcoming our prayers as she recovers in Davenport tonight. Jen's parents, Paul and Kathy Barnes, have been married for 63 years. Would you stand? Joni's mother, Vivian Lytle, is lovingly responsible for 75 family members, of which nearly all are present here tonight. Vivian, would you stand, please? And my parents, well, you're supposed to remain standing. I haven't let you off the hook yet. And my parents, Gary and Roseanne, have been married for 63 years, 64 in September. Congratulations. Let's hear a round of applause for all of them, please. I'd also like to acknowledge, because of the fabulous time we're having, Wedding Party of the Year. Stand up and take a bow. This is awesome. As for the village raising the child and influencing her development, here are some quick highlights for Alexis Danielle. I loved her first, after God blessed us with her. We were blessed with Joni being an easy caver. And so by the fourth child, we were brave enough. That was easy caver. You caught that right. So by the fourth child, we were brave enough to request from the doctor that I be allowed to glove up and be the first to hold Lexi, delivering her to Joni's chest. This first touch created a special bond with Lexi. Okay, here I go. She often required Daddy's touch to get to sleep and spent many nights in the overstuffed recliner on my chest. Thank you to Dr. Markham and Aunt Julie for this special gift. Loved on by cousins, sisters, brothers. She was the last of 15 cousins in the Lytle family, and so we rarely parented her at family gatherings. She was passed from aunt to aunt and cousin to cousin, and then joined the ranks of the competitive cousins in every endeavor imaginable by that gang of, well, what wasn't 75 then? It's grown a lot since then. Sandlot kid. With 3 active kids ages 5 to 12 when Lexi was born, it did not take long for her to fall into her role of Sandlot kid. Playing in the dirt at the ballpark and becoming the gym rat as the first and last kid on and off the gym floor at every athletic event. So her village expanded. Go Harlan Cyclones. Competitive athletics for 4 seasons for 4 years, then further expanded her village and honed her into a fiercely passionate competitor. She would cry after ball games, win or lose, just because the game or the season was over. Good luck with this, Ryan. Go ISU Cyclones. Iowa State became her home away from home, where she thrived and became the campus social chairperson, continuing lifelong relationships with Harlan friends and helping forge new Osage, Iowa friendships, many of whom who are celebrating with us tonight. COVID lockdown was no match for this blended gang as they marched on creating their own adventures within the framework of the lockdown, kind of within the framework of the lockdown. Hello, Ryan. It was with the support of this friend group and a not-so-subtle matchmaker introduction from Aunt Tacy, Uncle Bob, Ross and Brett Lilienthal, and Ryan's cousin Nick, that Ryan entered Lexi's world. Ryan was on summer break, farm work, detail, in Durant when, after some prodding, eventually fell in love with the farmer's niece. After a first introduction in Dubuque, complete with backup escape plans, Lexi and Ryan soon grew into fast friends. Over time, they almost methodically grew from friends to partners to in love, with almost seamless transition and growth. It's been a very personal and special journey that they have navigated. I will allow Lexi's sisters to further embellish details of their romance, but I want to take this opportunity to declare that, Ryan, you have become like our 8th child. My 4 blood children have all been counseled not to mess up with their spouses because we love our extended 4 family members enough that we would replace them. Ryan, you now complete her. Fasten your seatbelt. In closing, we sincerely want to thank everyone responsible for this awesome evening. We thank God for our many blessings and for our village. And I ask you now to please stand. Raise your glasses for this first of many toasts to Ryan and Lexi. Be fruitful and multiply.
All right, well, I'm the unfortunate one that gets to follow Chris. Lindsay and Lauren did not want to deal with putting up with that speech and trying to overdo it. So for those of you that don't know me, I'm Nick. I'm one of Ryan's cousins. Growing up, I've had 2 cousins in my life that have been more than cousins. They've been best friends, and yet they've been brothers to me. Ryan's been that little brother that I never had. Now, even if Ryan says I've been that older bully that would hit bombs off him in the backyard and make him go chase them, there's no doubt that he's always been somebody that I've looked up to in terms of just how he's been able to count on him in life. And then with my family nowadays, my wife and 2 sons, he's always going to be there, and I fully respect him for that. I've looked up to him in terms of just his demeanor, his work ethic, and his ability to go about life and just show no emotion. He's been able to handle anything that's thrown at him and just bounce it off his back and keep on going forward. I've seen that on the baseball field. Chris wanted to bring up some the Cyclone sports in here in Harlan, so I thought I'd bring up Ryan's Assumption. I got to witness him winning a state championship against Harlan. After that, Ryan then spent a couple summers where he'd come help out at Bob and Tacy's when I worked there. And it wasn't long after that the jokes came about him meeting Lexi. And it wasn't but a couple months later, I think, that he comes back and he goes, "Hey, so Lexi had came and met me in Dubuque." Nobody knew it was happening. It just happened. And he comes back, and it didn't take long, and I could just tell that the way Ryan was talking, it was going to work out. Things were right. Lexi, we love you. We love your family. Ryan, don't take advantage of the fairy, laundry fairy, the dishes fairy, the all things fairy that we know Lexi does for you. I know you make him incredibly happy, and we're thankful for that. Lastly, I gave my wife the same advice before we. She's laughing, but before she went and met Aunt Jen, and I gave Lexi this advice. And all jokes aside, we love Aunt Jen, but the first thing I told Lexi was, "Don't piss her off. We love Aunt Jen, and she's the fighter, and we know that she can take care of business." Aunt Jen, I love you. So with that, if we can raise a glass for the new bride and groom, congrats.
Good evening, everyone. Let's start off by just giving it up for Lexi and how absolutely stunning she looks tonight.
And Ryan, you don't look too shabby either.
For those of you who don't know, we are Lexi's volunteer wedding planners. Oh wait, I mean sisters. I'm Lauren.
And I'm Lindsay, or you could say we are the wiser, less gassy, and significantly less dramatic sisters.
Well, one of us is less dramatic. We've had the privilege and sometimes the survival challenge of growing up with Lexi, the baby of the family.
And as the baby, she had a few signature traits from day one. Center of attention.
Always.
Drama queen.
Absolutely.
Willing to fight you over the last dill pickle.
100%.
Especially if she's hangry.
Yes. Hangry Lexi is a force to be reckoned with. We've seen her go from sweet to spicy in less than 30 seconds if there's no food in sight.
In fact, the one piece of advice Ryan gave us when we were deciding on her wedding centerpieces last week was make sure she doesn't get hangry.
Ryan, we hope you're ready to take your own advice and always have snacks ready.
Here's a little bit
Snack
to get
bag.
you started. But underneath that fire is someone fiercely loyal, deeply passionate, and unbelievably committed. When Lexi sets her mind to something or someone, she gives her whole heart.
And as the baby of the family, she has spent countless hours in the gym watching all of our sporting events, which made her the amazing and competitive athlete she was because she knew the ins and outs of every sport before she could even talk.
She also got the short end of the stick when we had to stay at hotels, always ended up on the floor. One, because she was the youngest, and two, because she always rode her bike during the night, so no one wanted to sleep with her. It's amazing she's not a cyclist.
Lexi, it's crazy to think how we've gone from arguing over literally everything when we were younger, like who got the front seat, whose turn it was to unload the dishwasher, or who stole whose shirt, to now being best friends. I love being your go-to person for relationship advice, now marriage advice, classroom help, going skinny dipping in broad daylight, creating our own Bellagio fountains, or your random Tuesday night FaceTime calls just to catch up. And spending all day, every day with you during COVID as we try to just keep each other sane by going on walks, driving the side-by-side around town, drinking seltzers, and staying up way too late making TikToks will always be some of my favorite memories.
Lexi, I'm going to go over here. Moving to Australia when you were 8 was one of the hardest things I ever did, knowing I would miss out on so many things in your life. After every visit we would make to Iowa, goodbyes with you were always the hardest. So hard that you would stay home from taking us to the airport, and sometimes we would have to say goodbye days before we would even leave because you couldn't handle it. Well, we both couldn't handle it. Getting to watch your entire junior year of volleyball is something I will forever cherish. We've lived apart for so long, and yet we've still ended up best friends. I wouldn't trade that for anything.
She's given her heart to so many things over the years: sports, the students she teaches, her friends, and her family. And most importantly, her role as the world's best aunt to all of the kids. Lexi and Ryan always make jokes about how we like to hang out with them so they can parent our kids so we don't have to.
All the nieces and nephews adore Aunt Lexi, and they love Uncle Ryan too, or as they call him, Uncle Rhino, Rai, or Rye Guy. Whatever nickname the kids choose to call him, Ryan just rolls with it like the champ he is.
Now let's take it back to the spring of 2021 when Aunt Tacey and Uncle Bob decided to play matchmaker at Family Easter for Lexi, and they pulled up, not Lexi's, Ryan's Facebook profile so we could all creep on him.
Thank goodness Lexi and Ryan were both on board to give it a try, kind of like a blind date. And bridesmaid Megan was even on standby to bail her out just in case she was needed. Turns out Megan wasn't needed, and they hit it off.
So now let's fast forward a few weeks. Ryan was visiting Lexi and Ames, and on his way home back to Davenport, his car blew up, leaving him stranded on Interstate 80. It was over 100 degrees that day, and now he was stuck on the side of the interstate with no air conditioning.
Now, Lexi left Ames at the exact same time as Ryan to go back home to Harlan and had her beloved cat, Cowboy, with her. Ryan called Lexi after his car blew up to see if she could help him, but Lexi's response was, "My cat doesn't like car rides and I don't have a litter box, so I'm gonna go home. Sorry." And kept driving to the farm.
Ryan, who's still stuck on the interstate, then had to call his parents to ask for help. He had to wait more than 2 hours in the heat for his parents to arrive. Lexi has admitted she has liked to play hard to get, and we think she nailed it with this one.
Ryan, we are so sorry she chose the cat over you. And we would like to thank you for not letting that be a deal breaker. We knew you were special from the moment you met our family, and if you don't remember that day clearly, we do.
Picture this. It's the Friday immediately following Lexi leaving him stranded on the side of the interstate, and he drives across the entire state of Iowa in his sister's car, which also did not have AC. Oh well.
He walks up the sidewalk to the porch, and there's Dad, casually sitting on the deck, cleaning a shotgun. Not saying a word, just polishing metal and making eye contact.
Welcome to the
Family, Ryan.
But you didn't even flinch. You smiled, you shook his hand, and you passed the test. And you've continued to pass every test since.
Including taking all of our family pictures that weekend, attending a double baptism, celebrating a birthday, and meeting a lot of the extended family.
Lexi, we've watched you become truly happy, and it's not just because he buys you ice cream, which we know is not your guilty pleasure, or pretends that your hangry meltdowns are cute. It's because he gets you, and he loves every part of you.
Ryan, you are the calm to her storm, the steady when she spirals, the peanut butter to her hangry, and the pickle to her ranch dressing. Thanks for loving our sister, every side of her, the real, the beautiful, and the incredible.
So here's to a couple who perfectly balance each other out. May your life be full of laughter, snacks, nicknames, and a little bit of drama just to keep things interesting.
We love you both so much.
So let's raise a glass to the Woolers.
Cheers! Cheers to a lifetime of love
Chaos
and future baby rhinos!
Do what? All right, so me and Lexi just want to thank everybody for being here. We know summer is a busy time and many have to travel. That's fine. More up here? Okay. All right, I'll start over. We know summer is a busy time and many had to travel, so we appreciate the effort everybody made to be here and celebrate with us. We want to thank Litterdales for preparing the food. I want to thank the DJ Jacob, photographer Claire, the videographer Eric, Kelly Miller from the Vets, and Mary Beeson from the Cupcakes. We appreciate you all being a part of our day. We want to thank everybody for sitting at this table, for playing such an important part in our life today and every day. We give a special thanks to Lauren and Lindsay for being our personal wedding planners. We are grateful to be surrounded by such great family and friends. Lastly, we want to give a big thanks to our parents and families for everything they've done to make this day happen. From setting up to decorating to keeping the schedule for the week and making the decisions that Lexi won't make. And all the endless love and support. We would not be here without you guys. We hope everyone has a safe and fun evening. We do have an Uber hired. Where's the sign at? At the bar. We have a sign by the bar. It's paid for. Tips are welcomed. So if anyone needs a ride, his name is Nick Soul, and the number's back there. He'll be here until when? 7:30 to 2 a.m. 7:30 till 2 a.m. Yeah. So we'll raise our glass from the new Mr. and Mrs. Woolers.